Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am doing my update for Panda's eyeshadows. Of course you knew that because you clicked this video and you've seen the title. I am working on 4 shadows at a time from palettes that did not have pan in them when I rolled them in. I might have had like a shadow or two from other projects in here, so they might have pan, but when I rolled them into this project, the palettes did not have pan in them. So let's go through the ones that I've been using and the usage and so on, and let's see what I've been doing. The first shade comes from my Makeup Mecca Back to Basic Burnt Tones palette, and I have been using on an orange shade called Hot Stuff. This is how it looks now. You can see in the corner how it looked last time. Maybe it does look like I have pan, but I do not. I have a little bit of a dip. It looks actually deeper when I look at it in the monitor here, but it's not that deep. But maybe if I go with a lot of orange shades until next time, I can hit pan on it, maybe. I've used it 7 times for a total of 18 times. It's not that hard to wear actually, and I quite enjoy it, but I have similar shades in other palettes and stuff, and I am trying to play around a little bit more. Today I have the Planet Spirit palette by Odin's Eye, and I played around. I feel a little bit like Caitlin. If you watched her channel, she does all of these amazing, very colorful eye makeup looks, and yeah, she looks amazing. And this is kind of what I've been wanting to do all along. I just haven't had the courage to play around too much. But once in a while, you know, it's Saturday when I record this, so once in a while I do play around, and it's wonderful. It's so much fun. It takes such a long time though. So not something I would like to do every single day. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. So I've had a lot of fun today. Anyway, this is not rolling out. I have used it, of course, like I said, 18 times. My rule is that I can roll it out if I have used it 10 times and hit pan on another shade. As you can see, I do have a pan in this one, but this was in another project, so this doesn't count. So if I wanted to, I could hit pan on something else, but really I would like to hit pan on a matte orange shade. I think that would be pretty interesting. I am hitting pan on a lot of browns all the time, I feel like, so I don't really want to work with the browns. It's a, you know, it's more fun if I can have an orange pan, you know, or the pan is shiny but it's orange around it, you know, you get me. Anyway, that one is staying. Then we have the Scarab palette from ZC. Looks like this. It's very thick, feels heavy and luxurious, and I worked on the shade 8 here, which is also like, it kind of looks orangey, but it's more of a peachy tone. I think you can, you know, it depends on what you pair it with, and this is how it looks right now. So you can see I have a pretty good, decent sized pan there, and I really enjoy that one. I have used that one 7 additional times for a total of 9 times, which is kind of standard for me. I usually hit pan on shimmers like in 10 to 20 times, I would say. These are very deep though, so 9 times, it might seem sketchy, but I do use a lot. I have a special brush that I just pick up a lot of it, and I have it all over my eyelids, and for me that's how I apply shimmers overall. I know that some people use their fingers and stuff, but I don't want hard pan, and I also want like a really good impact. So I kind of pack it on a lot because I want the pigment in here to show up on my eyes. I don't want it to be like a light shimmer. I don't take a matte shade all over my eyelid and then top it off, because I think it's hard for it to stay that way, and I don't have a glitter glue. I am thinking about buying the next one because everybody and their mother says it's good, you know. So maybe when I buy an advent calendar or something, I can add that to the cart as well. But for now, I don't have that. So it's hard to get like a good shimmer if I have a matte shadow underneath. So my shimmers will have to work as the actual shade. And that's why I use a lot of it. Anyway, this one is rolling out. Yay. Okay, then we have the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette by, well, didn't I say Too Faced? Yeah, I said Too Faced Natural Matte in the shade Honey Butter, which is this one, which is kind of similar to Hot Mess. It's a little bit, I would say it's a little bit darker, but also a little bit more maybe brownish. I am working on a very similar shade in my Level Up project pan that I want to pan on. I have used this 11 times, but I think this is going to be one of those shades that even if it's easier, and I feel like this is a little bit less hard pressed than say this one. I feel like this shade might be one of those that I roll out, and I am trying to hit pan on this powder here. This is so not pigmented. So I use it as a face powder, and I have to use a pretty small brush because otherwise I couldn't, you know, fit it in there. So I am really digging. Maybe you can see that dip going on in this white one. But that one is so hard pressed. So even if I use a ton of it, like I use so much when I use it, but yeah, it's very hard pressed. That's all I'm saying. And this is not as hard pressed, so I feel like I could hit pan on that quicker if I used it like every day, but I don't do that because I use the other palette. So I think, like I said, I'm going to focus on the powder and hit pan on this palette that way. You might have seen the dip I have in Cashmere Bunny as well, but I have that one in another project. I'm using it in my brows. It's the perfect shade. Also in my hairline, like today when I did this this hairdo, I looked so white here. So I just colored it in a little bit to make my face look a little bit more, you know, full or existent. So that one is staying. Then we have the Daring Nude by Catrice, and I worked on the shadow number 6, which is this white shade here, and very easy to use, not too pigmented. It's not my favorite shade, but it was easy enough to use, and like I thought last time, I did hit pan on it. So we have 2 palettes rolling out, and actually I have been doing so good this month. Let's talk about pan percentage. I have a pan on 12 shades, which is, you know, the higher amount of number. I usually hit about 8 to 12 pans, but 12 is like, wow. So I've hit 12 pans, and 7 of them were in palettes without pan in them, which is great because I got quite a few palettes in my ZC boxes. But that means that my pan percentage has changed for the better. Even though I got a few palettes in, I have also hit pan and hit pan in palettes without pan in them. So both of these numbers went up. My pan percentage was 10.94%, and now it is 11.77%. So I have gone up about 0.85%, I think. And then my percentage for all the palettes with pan in them, I went from 55.22% last time to 61.97% this time. So I've gone up, what, 6.7%? Wow, I should have thought about this before. Anyway, I have gone up in percentage in both areas, and I'm very happy with that. So let's roll into new shades. And as you might have noticed, how I'm doing it this year is I'm picking a palette without any pans in them, and then I randomize the shade as well. So this is the first palette I'll be working on. Makeup Revolution Reloaded. Okay, yeah, that doesn't have any pan. I don't think I've used it at all actually yet. And we have the ZC Fireworks Cat palette. I'll be back with them very soon. Okay, so I am back with my palettes. Let's start with a Revolution Reloaded palette. I got this in an advent calendar last year, and I have this middle shade in another project. I haven't started using it yet, but all of the other shades are eligible. I am a little bit nervous, but I'll be fine. Whatever we'll choose, I'll be fine. So I have the Pretty Random app here now, and we have from 1 to 15 shades. So let's see what shade we get. Number 1. We're switching out one beige for another. I'm getting this one, a matte, yeah, a matte beige shade. I think it will be very easy to pan on it. Here it is. You can see a little bit, but not too much. I will set my eyeshadow base with it and try to hit pan on it that way. I thought it would be a little bit more interesting than that. But, however, we are also rolling in something from ZZ, and I am not sure they even have a beige in this one. This is the, I'm not sure what it's called on their website, but on the back it says Fireworks 16 Colors Eyeshadow 07. I don't think that's the name on the website though. Usually I actually get rid of packaging like this packaging I would throw away, but I think it's gorgeous. So there are a lot of ZZ packages that I just don't want to part with. And this is how the palette looks. Look at this. It's so glittery. Like, I don't even like cats in particular, but I think this is gorgeous. Oh, people will hate me for saying that, but I'm not an animal person, okay? My brother was allergic to cats, and another one was bitten by a dog. And yeah, I just don't have the best experiences. But I mean, I have been around animals and I'm not afraid of as many anymore. When I was a kid, I was afraid of everything except ants, kind of. But yeah, I've gotten over most of my fear, and I do think it's cozy to be patting and hugging like cats and dogs and stuff, but it's nothing I would want to have in my own home, if we put it that way. I don't hate them. Chill. Okay, so we have this one, and it looks like, maybe you want to see the actual film here, because they always do this interesting things, and you will see how this looks. I wonder which one I chose. I don't remember which one I chose for another project. I have one of these in my project. I'm not sure which one though. Yeah, I don't know. But let's randomize. I think if it's a shadow, I know for a fact that it's not in there. You know, some of these shades I wouldn't pick for that project, so maybe I'll get one of those. Anyway, 1 to 16. 4. Yeah, I might have picked that one actually. It's like a white shimmer. It's a little bit pink. Oh, you can't even see the other shade anymore. But yeah, this has at least a little bit of shimmer in it. I don't think this was the one I was working on. If it is, I'm going to check. But if it is, I'm going to go ahead and randomize another shadow, and you'll see in the next update what I've been doing. This was not the most exciting update, I would say. Like, it's exciting that I hit 2 pans. And that one was like a peachy orangey shade. That was nice. But I got basically 2 whites, 1 matte and 1 shimmer. At least we're moving away from the oranges a bit. Oh, you can't almost see anything. So this is Hot Mess. This is Cashmere Bunny. No, it's not Cashmere Bunny. Which one is it? What's that called? Honey Butter. Honey Butter This one is from the ZC number 4, and then we have number 1 from the Reloaded palette by Revolution. I can work with this. I mean, especially these two would be gorgeous together. I think that would be really nice. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and that I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice evening. Bye.